Hello, my name is Angel, and before we start, I'd like to let you know where you can find Spin on Rock. We are on all podcast platforms as well as YouTube, so make sure you check us out on all of those. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and give us those 5 stars on podcast platforms. We are also on TikTok and Twitter, so make sure you follow so you can get clips and episode updates. We release every Monday, so make sure you tune in so you never miss regular season news and updates. Thank you for listening. Welcome to the Spin the Rock podcast, a basketball podcast for fans with fans. My name is Angel, and with me today is
Eugene.
And Vaughn.
no Tyler today, but that's okay. We're back after a little holiday break. Now, episode 23 in 2023, as Vaughn pointed to me. I didn't even realize that. It's kind of insane.
On our Jordan episode, bro.
Jordan episode in Jordan year. All right. We have a lot to catch up on. It's been a fat minute. We're just gonna get right into it. Starting off with some kind of upsetting news. Zion is out for I don't remember how long he's out for.
Didn't they say like a month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
month.
4 weeks.
With
I think it was a
Jesus.
hamstring.
With a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Kind of upsetting. What y'all think about this?
It sucks for the Pelicans, but they're not doing bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, both Brandon Ingram and Zion are out. So it's really only CJ, but they're still doing good. They're still playing well, you know? So obviously having both of them out plays a role, but clearly not as big as a role as we think, I guess. But yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, obviously they're a better team with Zion, but they've shown that they can still win without him. Like, they still have like a low post scoring threat with Jonas Valanciunas, and of course you got CJ McCollum, and then now all these other guys are getting like time. You get offensive touches, they get some time to shine. So in that way, it's kind of convenient for those guys to show what they have. But you never want to see an injury with Zion. Like, especially a hamstring for a big guy. It's kind of tough. Could be worse, but well, I guess we'll see him again, hopefully in 4 weeks.
And just coming back too, like just to get hurt so soon again.
Yeah, it's also, not helping the narrative of people already slapping Greg Oden on him already, and to just, get injured.
Right.
I mean, luckily, yeah, like we all said, it's only a month, but it's still a little worrisome if you're a Zion fan or even a Zion supporter and you want to see him succeed, and the injuries are just something he can't escape.
Yeah, luckily for the Pelicans, they're not in a Suns situation with Devin Booker out, and they're the opposite. They can't win without him, it seems. Like, they're slipping in the standings. So somehow the Pelicans got depth more than the Suns, which is not something I would have figured at the beginning of the year, considering like they have 4 core scorers on the Pelicans, but we are.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We're gonna work our way up to crazy stats. So we're gonna start off with the probably a more surprising one, which is Giannis hit his career high of 55. Like I said, I feel like that's surprising. I feel like a lot of people thought he scored way more. But what do y'all feel about that?
I caught the end of that game, and Giannis was hunting for that 55 points. This was against the Wizards, okay? And he was tearing them up. Like, every time he was going to the basket, like, because the Wizards look scared out there.
Yeah, I only saw like highlights, and it was like it's crazy because like he scores at will. It's his dimensions, long arms, long legs. Like, he get past half court, he take 2 steps to the rim. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it seems like he would have more. Like, his career high would be more than 55. I'm kind of surprised about it, but kind of also not, because on the other hand, he has other dependable scorers on that team, So it's kind of surprising, but also kind of not. But props to Giannis.
Yeah, like he's a guy you don't get surprised when he gets a 40-point game, a 30, a 20 that's expected. I say like a 50-point game is less unexpected if he scored less than 10 points. Like that would be more wild, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it is wild though that like most people assume that wasn't his career high. I think that also speaks a lot that like when you hear Giannis's career high is 55 and you think that's it, like you know, it's kind of wild that he's that caliber of a player now.
Mhm. And this is like 10th year in the league, so it's even crazier because like the first half of his career, he wasn't anybody.
Mm,
So it's like just to see that crazy progression, over that second half of his career so far is just like that's super insane.
for sure. All right. Now moving on. Like I said, working our way up. Donovan Mitchell, 71. Wild. Let's talk about that.
It's not just 71 points, he also had 11 assists.
And 8
So
rebounds.
yes, he was very close to a triple double. I think scoring points responsible for that would be second most in NBA history behind Wilt's 100-point game. So Wilt had 100 points, scored 100 points, and then he only had like 2 assists. So his points responsible only 104 points. Donovan Mitchell, 99 points was contributed because of him. So that's crazy.
I saw the scoring breakdown of his game somewhere. He went, I think it was he went 20 for 24 at the free throw line. So he had 20 points at the free throw line. And then he only had 7 made 3-pointers. So that's 21 points. So he had 41 points, everywhere else other than, or he had 30 points everywhere else. So he was just literally pounding that rim.
Yeah.
Like layups, dunks, like mid-range. He was just going crazy. So I thought that was just like a pretty interesting stat to like just show like he's up there with now Devin Booker.
Well,
And
Kobe.
right, like
I think
you don't need threes to score that high of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That to me that was a pretty cool stat to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the people saying, "Oh, he had like 20 free throws." Bro, you take out every free throw he made, it's still a 50-point game.
Yeah, he's eighth now, I think. Eighth in all-time scoring in a game. The only people above him is Wilt and Kobe. Like Wilt has like 1, 4, 5, 6. Like Wilt has every spot. So he's up there with some big names. I think Devin Booker is below him. So the only people to say that the only person above you is Wilt, Kobe, like you gotta. I'm gonna start walking around like I'm him. Like and to do it on the Cavs too, like that's crazy.
On the Cavs against it was the Knicks, right?
It was the Bulls, I think.
The Bulls, yeah.
It was the most points they'd ever given up in a game. So Tyler might be glad he's not here right now.
True. He's struggling right now as a Bulls fan. They're losing to like bad teams only. They're not even. Last year they were losing to good teams. This year they're losing to bad teams.
Yeah, and the trade rumors are going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bad look for Chicago right now.
It really is. But yeah, I think it's more impressive that he did on the Cavs because he has help now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, he really just like willed a good like on a good team score 71. Like that's impressive. It's not like
No, you got it. You can finish.
I was gonna say it's not like he was on the Jazz and only had Gobert to help him score.
hmm It's also
Which is-
crazy because Darius Garland was out too, so it's like it was just not just him, but he was the primary option, and
Mhm.
with him as hot as he was that game, the players were probably like feed him the ball and get out of the way kind of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, I think if Darius did play, that probably would have had an effect on 71, but who knows? Literally.
So was Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley playing that game?
Jarrett doesn't miss a lot of games. I don't know. Let me see real quick.
Because if they were, I feel like that just makes Rudy Gobert look worse. Because Rudy Gobert, he's not like aware on the offensive end. He's just clouding in the paint, making it hard for Donovan. And now Donovan's here in Cleveland, and Jarrett Allen kind of knows what he's doing.
Okay, breaking news. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the day after he got drug tested.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Here we go. Yeah,
Does
so he got drug tested.
I wonder if Devin Booker got drug tested then.
Very
Probably.
possibly. Very possibly.
That's
so.
crazy.
What day was this? Oh wait.
Oof.
This was against the Bulls, we said.
Yep.
145 to 134. That's crazy.
What
right.
else?
Jared Allen did play. He had 21. I think Kevin Love started, so that means Mobley did not play, I think.
I feel like that makes Jarrett look even better. Like he knows when not to get in Donovan's way. Like let him cook. Like literally, come on.
But he did let him cook, and he still dropped 21 himself.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I forget how to pronounce his name, but Seti Osman dropped 20 as well. So like that's still pretty crazy.
Yeah. I just feel like if I'm a Jazz fan and I'm seeing that, I'm down bad. I'm down atrocious.
Timberwolves fans, they down atrocious.
Oh.
Rudy Gobert,
Facts.
he's stinting Anthony Edwards so bad right now.
All right. And Vaughn mentioned that he almost had a crazy triple double, but someone this last month had a crazy triple double. And that was Luka.
In the same week, bro.
It's crazy. Let's talk about that. When y'all saw that triple double, like what y'all think about it?
I felt so bad. You had to do literally everything just to win.
No, like actually though. Like actually.
Even in clutch
Down
time
with
to get
these.
that game tying shot, like with seconds left on the clock. That was crazy in itself.
Yeah.
The whole game was a highlight.
I think for those who don't know, it was 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Because it was like the first 60-20 game in NBA history or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for Luka. Like crazy. I mean, this man is proving every day that when he said it's easier to score in the NBA, he wasn't just saying that. But also, as a Mavs fan, I would be worried because if this means Luka has to break records just to win in, was it overtime?
They won in overtime by 5.
Like just to barely win in overtime,
and they came back from like what was it, like 11 and I don't know. It was a comeback game though.
30 seconds. I think it was like 38 seconds. They came back from like down double digits.
Yeah, some crazy comeback.
I feel like that's rough for the opposing teams fans because you're like, we just blew that. Like, but also as a Mavs fan, I'm walking away from that game worried. It's like if this man has to break records for us to win, I don't know if we're gonna do well in the playoffs.
Right. Because like I mean, they call him Luka Magic for a reason, but 7-game series, that's looking tough.
I mean, props to Luka for sure. That man's been sicko mode. But like, I think it was what he recently missed a game, and the Mavs like Bullock and just did not step up. He cannot rely on them.
Right. So the stats for their game. So obviously Luka, Dinwiddie almost had a 30 piece, and Christian Wood had 20. The bench did absolutely nothing. So they went against the Knicks. I guess I got them and the Cavs confused. But the Knicks, Quentin Grimes was their leading scorer with 33. Then Julius Randle with 30. Mitchell Robinson with 20. And then Isaiah Quickly and McBride, I don't know who that is, had like 13, 14. So the Knicks were actually hooping.
It's just,
The Mavs were not.
No one on their team had. I guess they don't have a Luka.
Literally.
Literally a cheat code.
Like that it just, I don't know. To me, that just goes to show how bad the Mavericks actually are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The Mavs are in trouble if they make it to the playoffs.
For sure.
Wild to think like they won a close game in overtime and it makes them look bad. Like you don't see that very often.
It's also funny because like I don't think it's just us. Everyone saw that stat line and goes, "This is what it takes for the Mavs to win." Luka literally has to play out of his mind, has to break records just for the Dallas Mavericks to win a game.
And I saw the not the post game conference, but like when they take the player right after the game.
Yeah.
That interview, and bro didn't even realize he had 60. So it was just like he really just in his element,
Yeah, really.
I don't know, man.
This is really a cheat code in the NBA. Man's needs to get nerfed. Which brings up a talking point though, because after that, a lot of people were talking about this Trae Young Luka trade. Is that a fair trade now? I mean, back then people used to say it was, but now are we looking at that as a fair trade still?
I mean,
Look,
obviously they don't play the same, but I still think it's a fair trade. Like they played almost exactly the same coming into the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the only advantage was Luka was playing with grown men at an earlier age.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really predict this. You can't predict Luka doing what he's doing now in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of predict Trae Young, but Luka was a different breed. And I feel like European players, they are a hit or they are a miss. They either thrive in the league or not. I think it was a fair trade, though.
I've always been, well, not always been. When Trae Young came to the league, I was a Trae Young hater. I'm like, when I saw that trade on draft night, I'm like, why would they do that? Because Luka was a Euro League MVP at like what, 17?
Yeah,
something like that. I'm like, well, okay. Even if Trae Young is, I guess, Steph Curry 2.0, he's like what, 6'1"? Luka's like what, 6'4", 6'5"? Just like that in itself is enough to be like, why would you do that? You're trading for like a shorter guard. The shorter guard's gonna have to work harder to score more. I'm like, obviously Trae Young is a great player now, but now he's in trade rumors in Atlanta. There's like the friction going on between him and the coach. It's like something's got to change down there. And meanwhile, Luka looks like he's happy, even though he's got to score 60-point triple doubles on a team that's like letting him down in certain ways. So I would just say from the get-go, I'm like, I wouldn't have done that trade, but history's history.
I think it's a little too early to say if it's fair or not, just because, like, let's be honest, a year or two ago, people were saying it was fair, and then Luka breaks the record, and now people are like, oh, never mind. Like, they both haven't made it that far in the playoffs. until Luca or Trey wins an MVP or a ship, I feel like right now both teams are relatively bad without Trey or Luca. So it's like, like it can't. I see why people are saying it's not fair because Luca's a better player. Like,
Mhm.
you can't say he's not, but at the same
Right.
time, will it be any different if Luca was on the Hawks? I really don't think so. I don't think not much would have changed if Luca was playing on the Hawks.
Yeah, they got like similar compositions, right? Like John Collins, Christian Wood, Spencer Dinwiddie, DeJounte Murray. Similar
Yeah.
in some
Yeah.
ways, yeah.
Both no bench. Like, both teams have ruined Knicks fans' lives.
Yep, literally. So,
and then one last talking point before we move on to our last news. Are old heads right about it being easy to score in the league? Are they starting to look right? Are old heads, finally proven right for the first time in their arguments, or do you think it's still harder to score, or like not as easy as they say it is?
Well, I mean, if Luca says it's easier to score here than in Europe, there's probably some truth to that. Like I never doubted them when they said because you don't have hand checking, you can't be
Yeah.
quite as physical. So there's always that component. So in certain regards, yes. I mean, look at this explosion of 50-point games. Like Klay Thompson had a 50-point game, like
mhm.
2 years removed from injuries, So
Yeah, I was watching the all my roommates are Warriors fans, so I was watching one of the Warriors games. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Whichever one, I think it was the Pistons game that they lost in. But they showed a stat of all of the games that have had 30 or all of the games that have a 30-point game, 40-point game, and 50-point game, 50+ point game. There's already been, it said like 14 or 15 50-point games, and we haven't even reached All-Star break yet.
Oh, I was just gonna say there's one thing like the old heads don't consider is how fast the game is played compared to then. Like it's not just give it to them in the post and then make something happen in the mid range. It's 3 or a layup in
Mhm.
transition. That's like the philosophy.
Yeah, it's like how many times do you see a shot clock violation in a game now? Like people do pull up jumpers just from like get the ball, dribble it up, boom, a shot to 3 without even like hesitating. And 9 times out of 10 it goes in, so it's honestly just like a lot of aspects. But it is interesting to see like how big our score lines are getting now.
Mhm.
Like I wonder when the first 200 game is gonna hit because we're getting close. I mean 150s,
Yeah, we getting to
160.
150 in one overtime. Like,
Yeah. So it's like the day that 200 game hits, it's gonna be like insane because it's gonna hit one day.
Mhm.
All right. For our last piece of news, we got the All-Star votes. The first round of them have came in. Not a lot of people. There's some weird names on that All-Star list. Let's just to start on the front court for the West. You got LeBron, Jokic, Davis, Zion, Wiggins, Paul George, Markkanen, Draymond Green, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Looney. For guards on the West, it's Curry, Jokic, Morant, Shai, Klay Thompson, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Austin Reeves, and Jordan Poole. So let's start with the West front and backcourt. How do y'all feel about those names I've said?
All I'm gonna say, Andrew Wiggins is not an all-star. I'm still riding that. Jordan Poole, I'm kind of surprised he's as low as he is.
Me too. That's actually super surprising.
Like with the way Warriors fans ride with him,
Yeah.
he's number 10 on the list. I'm sorry, I love Hillbilly Kobe, but he should not be there. He should not be there.
Okay. Who shouldn't be there more? Reeves or Looney?
Looney, like he has no place in the All-Star conversation whatsoever.
Okay. I don't know about that though. I think I'm not,
All-Star.
bro. Austin Reeves is not an all-star.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Kevon. Oh, you're arguing Reeves. Okay, I don't think Kevon Looney should be in the discussion at all.
Bro,
I just,
he's hooping. He's hooping. I think he's doing a good job for the Warriors right now.
he's a good role player, for sure.
Bro, he's
But,
their starting center.
Yeah, he's not like an all-star center.
But a starting center on the Warriors doesn't mean much.
You're there to get rebounds, you know.
I don't know. To me, he's hooping for them right now. But you also got to think, like, out of all of these names on the front court, he's kind of stuck though, because like he's not going to be an all-star. But I think he deserves to be one. I think he plays hard. He hustles. He's literally not going to be an all-star. He like Draymond might not even be an all-star.
Yeah,
But
I'm surprised to see Draymond still after all the flack he's been getting in the past like season and a half.
right. I don't know. Kevon Looney's been hooping for the Warriors though. I really don't think Austin Reeves should be on this list though.
Yeah, I mean they both shouldn't. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Argue Looney. If it's Looney, the All-Star game, it'd be Jokic, who DeAndre Ayton, is he on the list? And then Looney, it would look off.
Yeah. Ayton is not even on the list.
Not even on the
So let's talk about that. Who are you surprised to not see on the list? Because like I said, Ayton's not even on there at all.
Brandon Ingram, is he on the list?
Brandon Ingram is
He
not
is
on
not.
the list.
But no, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm surprised by that because he's been hurt for so long.
True.
Then you got Andrew Wiggins on the list because you know he's been hurt too. But you know,
Yeah.
Warriors fans are kind of delusional.
Bro, Warriors fans ride for their players, bro.
Remember who was it? I forgot his name. The center for the Warriors, the one that injured Kawhi.
Zaza? Oh,
he was an all-star. Remember, he was on the list.
Yes, I remember that. I was so mad.
Yeah, one person I'm really surprised is Ant and Sabonis. Ant's not on the list, and I guess Sabonis isn't that surprising because he's in Sacramento now.
Yeah.
But I mean, his numbers literally haven't changed, you know?
Yeah. But like Ant, people love Ant, but Looney?
Yeah.
I guess they love Looney more.
Don't love him as much as Austin Reeves.
Which is, man, that is so crazy. That's actually insane to think about. They got Jordan Poole, Austin Reeves above that. No, yeah, that's crazy.
Edwards is like built for an all-star game though, like dunks, deep three.
Literally,
his personality is alone. All right, now moving on to the Eastern Conference, starting with front court. We got KD, Giannis, Embiid, Tatum, Butler, Siakam, Kuzma, Paolo, Claxton, Jared Allen, and then guards Kyrie Irving, Mitchell, Harden, Jaylen Brown, Trae Young, DeRozan, LaMelo Ball, Halliburton, Derrick Rose, and Garland. So same thing. Who are you surprised to see on this list?
Claxton. I know Nets fans love him, but the fact that he got more votes over Jared Allen, it's like that kind of feels unfair in a way because it's Cleveland versus New York. You know? So it's kind of like stacked against Cleveland fans in the voting.
Yeah, it kind of might be the kind of like the Warriors, you know, all 160K of those are Nets fans, and then all 121,000 of Jarrett's are Cleveland fans.
I think Claxton is like the same thing as Looney, you know, not necessarily a bad player, but definitely doesn't deserve to be where he's above Allen. Like that's kind of wild. I'm surprised Kuzma, just because I didn't know Washington had fans like that.
Bro, Washington, they got fans. Trust, they got fans. But
Fuck.
Kuzma should never be an all-star, in my opinion. I'm just a hater.
Yeah, he did your Lakers.
I'm just a hater. I was a believer. I was a believer at first. And then LeBron joined the team. And I kind of get it. But like, you got to come back from injury and you got to hoop. He didn't hoop.
Yeah. Paolo, though, I think the only rookie on any of the lists.
Yeah. I think that's all 200K are Magic fans. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And maybe some like rookie, like hype beast,
Yeah.
but I don't. All-star, he is doing good.
No,
I'm not
playing-
gonna knock
yeah,
his
yeah.
game. Like he is doing good. But not all-star. No. Everything I don't know about Siakam. I haven't seen like anything about the Raptors, but other than him, I think everyone else is. I'm not gonna debate,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Derrick Rose, I don't think is surprising necessarily because like Derrick Rose has his fans.
hmm
People ride with Derrick Rose.
I'd be surprised if he actually made it.
I would be surprised if he made it too.
There's absolutely no shot that happens. He's averaging like what, 4 points a game? He's been out.
Yeah, he's been out. Same thing with LaMelo.
Oh, true.
LaMelo's
Well,
been out a
LaMelo-
lot.
At least not averaging 4 points a game.
True. When he's
Well,
there, he hoops.
The thing with LaMelo, he's been out, but he has the fans, and
Yeah.
he came back just in time for the voting to start.
Yeah.
So
All right,
I
and
think,
then-
I think that's good.
Oh, the big thing here is on the East is the starters. How much do you care about like someone becoming a starter or not? Because you got KD, is it Giannis, Joel Embiid, and then Tatum. One of them are not going to be a starter.
Yeah, which
Personally,
is actually wild.
yeah, it's a crazy thought to think. But like, if you're in the All-Star game, does it really matter or not so much? Do you think?
I don't think. Okay, well, no. I'm just gonna say no off rip because nobody says you're a 15th time All-Star and you didn't start for 13 of them. It's
Right.
you're still a 15-time All-Star. But again, like just off rip, just say if Jason Tatum sits, he's not going to be mad at Joel Embiid, Giannis, and KD starting. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
this
I
scenario-
also agree.
Yeah. Like, it's a tight race. It's better like that rather than Andrew Wiggins is now an all-star starter in the West.
Like last
That's
year,
where it's like-
but I mean, whatever.
And now for the East, who are you surprised not to see on the list?
I haven't seen a lot of the Bulls, but maybe a Levine, or has he been hurt?
I think it's a combination of her and also he's been having a slow year.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even like a
I-
slump.
I think Bam's kind of surprising
Mm-hmm.
just because he's actually like doing well and he recently just had like a 30-point game.
I feel like he's a sleeper though. A lot of people don't think about him.
True, he very much is a sleeper. Just because he doesn't really he does the dirty work, and the Heat don't have fans like the Warriors, so like unlike Draymond who gets in, like Bam won't just because Heat fans aren't as delusional.
Right. Maybe like I'm not saying he should be or should not be, but just someone who's like doesn't have enough votes. A Julius Randle.
True, I don't think there's a single Nick on there.
No, you got Rose. Derrick Rose.
Oh yeah, Rose, duh. But like it's Derrick Rose.
Right. So maybe like a Julius Randle.
Yeah. Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Nah.
Okay, but it's fan voting, so like
That's true. I mean, I don't know, because like I feel like really the only people who would vote or who would not vote for him are Sixers fans.
true.
I wonder if he does have votes.
Oh, there's no way he doesn't.
I
He's
feel like he
probably
would.
just off the list. That's my guess.
Like top 15 or 20, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, probably. He's probably like, well, because he's also a guard. He's considered a guard.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure people consider him a guard.
Yeah, they keep saying he plays point guard.
That's it.
Uh,
So yeah, if
they
he's
switched
guard,
up.
then he's probably top 20.
Yeah, probably harder for him to make the guard list than it is the front court list.
Right.
Going back to the Knicks real quick, Jalen Brunson is like 20-6 right now.
Oh yeah,
20.6. Yes. So like Knicks fans, kind of disappointing. You're wasting your All-Star spot like this on someone who could actually make the All-Star game.
It would be hard though to play because like, we got Kyrie, Donovan, James, and Jaylen Brown as the top 4 currently. So then, obviously he would be a bench player. But I think even to get votes would be kind of hard. But I don't know.
I think it would just be good for Jalen Brunson to see that. Oh, I'm getting votes even if I don't make it. No, they
Right.
vote for both rows.
all right. And now the big topic: fan voting. Not the big topic, but like the big topic with voting in general. Fan voting. Should it be changed at all? Do we like fan voting?
I hate it. I don't vote. I've never voted for an All-Star game, bro. I absolutely hate it. Because it's literally like 100% fans, basically. So it's like, how you mentioned Zaza was almost in it, like that should never happen. Or like who else was almost in it? Taco Fall was almost in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. like I get it, like the hype, whatever, but that should never happen. I think they should have like a percentage of power system,
Yeah.
I think obviously the players and coaches and front office should have a say in it, because I think that would completely change the All-Star game too,
Yeah.
because it shows like respect among the players as well as like teams, you know what I'm saying? I think it should be like 70% NBA power and then like 30% everyone else, media, us as fans. Then I think, that would play a role. Maybe if the fans vote for like a sort of a trade-off, the fans vote for who they want to see in, the dunk contest or the skills challenge, kind of thing. And then the NBA just does the All-Star game. Maybe that could be an idea, but
yeah,
I don't know.
So the votes are broken up into percentages. I think the media has the biggest percentage of like weight for all-star votes, which I think is also not very good. I think it should be players, coaches have most weight in this.
Mhm.
I think the Zaza thing actually changed how all-star voting was scaled. Like fans used to have like the most power, and then the Zaza thing happened, and like we're not doing this. So they have the least power, but everyone else's votes doesn't show up on these all-star like the list right now.
Right. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that.
But the fans, should they even have any percentage? Not like this.
no, yeah, I think it should go players, coaches, and then maybe like owners, and then fans and media have, because let's be honest, the only difference between media and fans is that the media gets paid to talk about basketball. Like they're not that like yeah, they have more knowledge, sure, but like they're not on the court necessarily, and they also just like fans, they can hold grudges and biases. Like media end up like, oh, I don't like him because one time I asked him a question and he shrugged me off, like, So it's like, I don't think the media shouldn't have that much power as well, because like they're not any different than like the fans in terms of like being able to hold biases against someone or grudges.
Hmm.
So I really do think players and coaches should have the most weight because like they're not as like they have respect for each other. So like it would be interesting to see like who the players think is an all-star.
Right. Because it's almost kind of like the NFL. I feel like it has a better system, and they also do like the top 100 players where the actual players choose the top 100 players. So I feel like if they had a system like that for the NBA, it would. I feel like it would be more competitive, low key, but also just like more entertaining to watch.
Yeah. Because then when it comes to picking teams with the captains, like the pool for the captains would be players they actually want to play with.
Hmm.
You know, like I know the famous clip where Harden went last and KD and LeBron, like, like if the players had more power, stuff like that wouldn't happen.
Right. Yeah, I think all-star votes should change, but they probably never will.
Yeah. And this is go on.
Come All-Star weekend. This is just like a little sidetrack here, but like the one-on-one thing that people keep proposing, I think would be a really good addition. Seeing some players go one-on-one with each other in like a little mini tournament of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be pretty fire.
Just like even seeing like different events. They have the same events every year.
Yeah.
It's a little tiring,
Right.
Or just incentives to make players want to do these events.
Mm.
Like the dunk contest is dying because everyone who's a good dunker just doesn't want to do it.
Right. But have you guys seen the two people who have accepted so far?
I have not.
Shaden Sharp was the first one.
Okay.
And then the second one was KJ Martin. So it might be a little bit more interesting this year.
Yeah. If they can get like two more of similar guys, like that would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Something to just revive the dunk contest.
Yeah, please, like, no missing your dunk like 5 times in a row. Who was it, like Obi Toppin? Could not.
It was Obi and Jalen Green. Yeah.
Was that last year?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. That last year was. I mean, also as basketball fans, we're kind of spoiled in our All-Star weekend. We're like the only sport besides like baseball that really takes it serious.
Right.
Like hockey, they don't care about it. Football, like football fans don't care about the Pro Bowl that much.
Right.
So it's like, we're kind of spoiled, but at the same time, like there's a reason, it used to be so good. Like bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
80s and 90s, like, build the All-Star game. We can't let the 2000s be the one to ruin it.
Right. Or, I mean, even change it, go back to the East and West, just remove the captains again. Or maybe not remove the captains, but, just go East and West. Yeah, East and West captains, I feel like going back to that would, who's the better conference?
Yeah, because now they're equal. Like it used to be like West is very clearly more stacked, but then lots of Western stars go to the East and new development, so it is pretty even as it is now.
Right.
All right. Moving on to our quote unquote big topic. This is mostly just a topic to like end the show on today, which is face of the league. Who is, because we're kind of needing a new one. Eventually LeBron will no longer be the face. So who do you guys think is going to be the new face of the league?
Me personally, I still think LeBron, obviously, because he's on my team. So I kind of have to. But then just like going down the list, once LeBron retires, I'm probably going to think Curry. And then once he leaves, I'm probably going to say Giannis.
When I think face of the league, I'm thinking like people who aren't even sports fans know who they are. Like LeBron is that guy. I think there's a chance Steph Curry could be that guy once LeBron's. I feel like once LeBron's gone, LeBron's still gonna be face of the league for like a few years.
Like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna work out. I would like it to be Giannis. He's kind of funny, you know. Giannis is just a good guy, but I don't know if him being in Milwaukee is gonna make him face of the league. Like people who don't know basketball, oh, I know who Giannis Antetokounmpo is. Like that's probably not likely. Maybe it would be Luka, just because you just call him Luka Doncic in Dallas. If he has more 60-point triple doubles, I think it's just gonna spill over. People will hear his name whether they want to or not. So I think those are the two most likely options because like those are like some of the best in the league.
Mhm.
This is who I'd want.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I feel like once LeBron retires, he's gonna be the face for a little bit longer, and also Curry is like you can make a debate that Curry's like kind of a face in the league. But there's one thing Giannis has over Luka. I don't even know that's true. He's in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So Giannis is already taking those steps. Who's the only other players in Fortnite is LeBron and Curry, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Curry's in Fortnite? I didn't even know that. I did not know
think
that.
so. I could be wrong. I don't play the game.
I don't think Steph is. LeBron and Giannis for sure.
I know definitely because LeBron is also in Multiverses.
Yeah.
So Giannis
Big
trying to
steps.
make that video game bag, bruh.
I mean, hey,
like go into Shaq mode. You know, Shaq is in every commercial. Like you need more Giannis commercials.
That's true, and he could do it because, like, just him as a person, like he's a funny dude.
yeah.
Somebody could literally come along and make a commercial of him just telling dad jokes. You know what I'm saying? like that's an easy bag for him.
Which is he is in Fortnite commercials. I don't know if you've seen them.
I haven't seen him. No.
I'm on YouTube all the time because I don't even like TV like that. But I've seen him in like at least 2 different Fortnite commercials. So he's making a big step for face of the league. I think the only thing holding him back is the last name. But like
honestly, bro, I don't even think it is because like, when he was first starting to like garner attention, people were butchering it, but he wasn't saying anything because he's like, they're gonna know my name eventually. And now look, so
true.
I think I've even seen like TikToks with like little kids like butchering his name because he's in Fortnite, and it's like, who is this? Giannis Antetokounmpo guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'm still gonna go for Giannis. I just need to see Luka in more shit. I just need to see Luka in more stuff.
I feel like it could be like how we have it's like LeBron for like basketball fans and Curry for like everyone else. I can see it being like that with Luka and Giannis. Like there's like Giannis being like the more face of the league but Luka also being like everyone knows who he is as well. I could definitely see that.
A couple more notes to add. The other day I was bowling and there was like this like group of like little kids. Lil bro had on a Luka jersey. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then like a couple days ago, I was just like hooping at the gym and like it seemed like most players had Giannis's shoes, which was kind of surprising to me. So I don't know. It's definitely going to be a battle between, face of the league, kind of probably like Kobe and LeBron, But yeah, I think it will be definitely interesting to see going down the line.
Do you think Giannis or Luka could be the next like LeBron, Kobe, Michael kind of situation? Do you think they could reach that level of stardom? I'm not talking about talent because that's a big thing to guess. But like I'm just saying, in stardom in general,
like how big how big they are.
Yeah, like just like household name wise.
You know, you gotta get some icy hot commercials, some general insurance commercials, the
General
shakaroni,
insurance.
the equivalent of the shakaroni, you know, at Papa John's.
True,
Right, like
Shakaroni.
I think that even that's kind of hard to say because like obviously everyone knows they are very marketable players.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's a hard question. Say the question one more time.
Do you think Giannis or Luca can reach the stardom of Michael, Kobe, and LeBron? Just star power. Even Shaq, because Shaq also reached that star power. Like, let's
He
be honest.
he did, but I think that's due to his like just reaching different audiences.
Mhm.
That wasn't due to his NBA career, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Steel or
Yeah.
Shazam.
Was it Shaq Fu?
Yeah.
Like bro's been in movies, TV shows, commercials.
Yeah.
He does music, like he just does like everything.
Mhm.
It helps that LeBron, Kobe, and Shaq were all in LA, where like
True.
all that entertainment stuff is like focused.
That's true.
There's nothing in Milwaukee, you know. So it's gonna be tough for Giannis in that regard.
I think just based on, their characters and, how fun they can be, I will say yes. If they don't, oh well, but
Yeah.
I think, I could definitely see Giannis and Luca in at least TV, maybe movies. They're definitely going to be in commercials. I guess
Yeah.
you've already said Giannis already has. Um, I think I think I would say yes to that question.
All right. And then just to throw another name out there, because I know I see this a lot on Twitter. Jaw. I know a lot of people also throw Jaw out there for face of the league. Do you think Jaw has potential for that, or do you think he has a little ways to go?
I think he
I,
does.
I think it's too early. Like it's very early into his career. He could be here for another 12 plus seasons, you know.
Mhm.
So
I
anything
think
can
he
happen.
definitely has potential. It's just gonna be hard with the Grizzlies. It's gonna be hard for all of their teams. But like, I mean, Giannis already has a chip, so he's ahead of the game. So
yeah. Honestly, let's be honest. It's whoever goes to LA first. Whoever goes to LA first is gonna be that guy.
Well, the thing is, like, they're big names, so they already have an advantage. Like, compare that to Boban Marjanovic. He's in like Goldfish commercials.
Yeah.
He was in John Wick at one point. But
he's
Boban
in
Marjanovic.
State Farm too. He's in State Farm
Yeah,
commercials.
State Farm. So he's in a lot of these things, but I don't think anyone other than a basketball fan would know him.
Mhm.
Whereas Giannis, Luka, Ja, they're big names. So they have a bigger chance of getting recognized by non-basketball fans. So that is an advantage.
Yeah, I also think I don't think only basketball fans know the Goldfish commercial. I feel like a lot of people like when because I brought it up before. I've been like, haha, tiny hand, and then people are
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was like, "You've never seen that Goldfish commercial?" So it's like, it's also, yeah, because just getting into the commercials is probably step one.
Mhm.
I like
And then
you
it's
also,
like TV, and then it's movies, and then
yeah. Social media plays a big part nowadays. That's why I feel like Giannis also has an advantage because he be on them lives.
Bro, he's active.
He be
That
on
boy's
them lives.
active.
So I think it's very easy for Giannis and Luca because they're not. I feel like they have personalities for it to work.
Mhm. You know what's crazy too that we're even talking about it. Just going through the years, we had Bird and Magic, face of the league, born in America.
Mm.
Michael, born in America. Kobe and Jordan, or Kobe and LeBron, born in America. Now we're talking about foreign players being the face of literally the biggest I guess it's considered the biggest basketball league in the world, in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we have to take that into consideration, saying like, these foreign players are actually starting to take over. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, that is insane to think about how before foreign players used to be seen as role players, you know, back in the day, a foreign player was mostly like if you knew a foreign player, you're like, oh, he knows basketball.
Right.
You know, now foreign players are stars of teams,
Mm,
So it is like you said, it is insane to even think about how a face of a league is someone from Greece or from Europe, like at all. I mean, Kobe, you can count. He's technically Italian.
right. Like he wasn't born in America, but like he's American. Yeah.
Yeah. That is, it also brings up a good point that how global the NBA is now.
Mhm.
Like Giannis and Luka can make the NBA like rise up in popularity just because of their foreign, like they can really expand the league if they do become the face.
Right.
Plus,
and
like,
even think about like who's in the MVP race right now. You got, you still got Giannis, you still got Luka, roughly. And even Embiid is like lurking up there. So, and he's from like Africa. It's like they
and
just
Jokic,
And
like,
Jokic, yeah.
like come on, like
The only American player I've seen in the race is Tatum.
literally.
And then on the horizon, you got Victor Wembanyama. Like people,
Oh,
he's not even
yeah.
in the league, and people talking about him this much. Like it's clear like where this trajectory is going.
Yeah.
Where's he
More
from?
worldwide than
Is he from France?
I think so,
I
France.
think so, yeah.
Because I remember he was like working out with the French team, like locking up Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Which is also insane because I feel like Zion could have, if it weren't for the injuries, definitely could have been like Victor. I mean, he was like Victor at one point. Everyone nonstop talking about him before he was even in the league. Yeah, Drake going to his games.
Right.
So it's like it's weird to see another Zion, another LeBron, like with Victor, teams purposely losing just to get him. Like, yeah, Victor definitely is proving our point even more. I mean, once he joins the league, Giannis's whole all the foreigners could be an American NBA team. Like the point is getting stronger every like season.
Right. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just thought to bring that up because it's like, I feel like we're not us as a podcast, but just like NBA fans in general, just not talking about foreign players actually, getting better and actually getting to the NBA as much as we should be. But
yeah, it's insane for sure to think about. All right, any other names you guys want to bring up? Like any other final points?
I mean, do we want to throw Jokic out there?
I don't, because even NBA fans be sleeping on Jokic. Even NBA fans be sleeping on Jokic.
I feel like we could throw it out there, but like it would never happen,
No, yeah. I mean, even when he won his second MVP, people like didn't even think about that. Like it
Right.
wasn't as talked about as much as it should have been.
Mhm.
I mean, even Denver fans now are starting to lean more towards Bones than Jokic. And it's like the Denver fans are already like moving on. So it's kind of crazy to think about how much Jokic is slept on compared to Giannis and Luka.
Mhm.
Because he's not necessarily worse than them.
No,
I
like
mean,
if
he's
you
just as
consider-
good.
Yeah.
He's like one of a kind center. You don't have a center playmaking, shooting like quite like he does.
Mhm.
And if he's getting slept on, there's no shot. Like he's catching up to Giannis in terms of like stardom, you know.
Yeah,
And he's
I mean,
funny too.
yeah, he's also. I think it was the TikToks. The TikToks he did that one All Star.
Yeah.
that killed it. That killed his momentum. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody else though. Okay.
Yeah, right. It's also a little too early too because who knows when LeBron's gonna retire. That man
Tom
might
Brady.
become the new commissioner before he really retires.
What do you think is more likely, real quick? The NBA expansion team or LeBron retires?
Ooh,
Oof. We going to Mexico first, or is LeBron retiring first? That's the real question.
or Vegas, bro. Vegas too.
Nah, because LeBron's gonna have to retire for Vegas.
Yeah, he's
You
gonna
think,
like.
I think
create the
LeBron
team
is gonna
around.
start that team.
Oh, okay. That would bring us to. That means if we go to Mexico and LeBron's, that would be 34 teams in the NBA, unless a team relocates.
That's true. Would a team relocate though? Is that a topic for another for
I have
another
a
day?
topic because Adam Silver be spitting out ideas like it's he be spitting out ideas left and right. Remember when he said they should do relegation like soccer does, and I was like,
Yes.
whoa. Adam
Bro,
Silver
that
be,
would change the league entirely.
Adam Silver be like an inventor. He's like Thomas Edison for the NBA. He be just spitting out ideas, bro. I think a new team before LeBron retires because LeBron, like I said this before, but he's brought up playing with his second son, so like, so I think we'll see a new team before we see LeBron retire. Really,
Okay. When do we see LeBron retiring though?
oh man, I think. Let's see, what
I
year is
think
he on? 12.
he's 38 now, right? So
Yeah, he just had his
20.
birthday.
This is his 20th season or
Yeah.
19th.
12. Why is it year 12?
Well,
I don't know why I said 12.
No, I'm pretty sure it's year 20. I'm pretty sure it's year 20.
yeah, I think he's 38 now. I think he'll consider it when he's 45.
So you think he's gonna pull a Tom Brady?
Oh man, he's gonna divorce his wife because he loves the game too much, man.
So okay, so he's 38 right now. That's what? So 7 years.
7 more years.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
what if that actually happens, we will see an expansion team before that.
yeah, I think he might be forced to before that happens though. Like an injury might happen and he might try to fight through it, but just be like, can't.
Awesome, like same thing that happened to Kobe.
Yeah,
Like he tore his Achilles and he was like, "Nah, I'm done."
yeah. I don't think we'll get a LeBron farewell tour. I think it'll just be like abrupt.
Not on some Dwayne Wade
Going
kind of
crazy
thing.
in Miami. It's gonna be more like out of nowhere.
I could see that.
I just feel like because he isn't slowing down, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he's not as physical, and Pat Bev think he's 22, but but I just feel like he still likes to drive in. He still likes to like post people up. So I feel like it's just gonna be like an abrupt, like, damn, I really can't finish the season.
Mm.
But who
He
knows?
would have broken because he spends like what $1 million on his body each season. Like he's got like cryotherapy going on in his own home. Like
he's gonna be cybernetic by the time he retires. He's gonna
That boy in the Goku chamber, bro.
man's gonna have a red eye before he retires. Cybernetics. A gray beard LeBron. That'd be insane. All right. I think that's what we're gonna call it. Man, it's been a while. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you give us 5 stars. We're also on YouTube, so make sure to check us there for video formats and like and subscribe. For episode updates, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter for clips and updates and all that at Spin the Rock. Thank you for listening. We'll see you again next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got blast off. I just mow my own. I can't tell you why they mad, dog. I've been eating good like I'm off a line of bath sauce.